for a little walk.
Where that little huts.
What?
Little huts in there.
Little huts. Okay. I think this is the little huts we went last time.
Yeah, that's
We have a little bit of rain, but we love that because we need it over here. Sure. Okay? Before we start off officially with our tour, let me introduce the driver to you. His name is Ronald. Very nice. Yeah, good afternoon. Nice person. But above all, a safe driver. Yeah. My name is Lita, and I'll be your tour guide for this afternoon. Ronald and I, we're here to serve you all. We're on the country drive tour. So on this tour we have about 2 stops. 2 or let's say 3 stops. Okay, especially for you. And the longest part is going to be within 45 minutes from now, where we'll make our first stop for this on this tour. Due to the rules of the traffic, we as tour guides are not allowed to remain standing on the bus. So I need to sit down. Yes, I'll do so with your permission. And I need to apologize for showing you sometimes my bag. I'm here to give you the information so you can ask me whatever you would like to. Curacao. That's the way you pronounce the name of this island. Curacao. It belongs to a group of 6 islands known as the Dutch Antilles or the Netherlands Antilles. The names of the 6 islands are, to make it a little easier for you, we speak of the ABC Islands. Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao. And then you have the 3 S Islands. Saint Martin. That's the one divided into 2 parts, right? The Dutch and the French part. Saint Eustatius and Saba. Saba is the smallest of the 6, while Curacao is the largest island, 38 miles long, 4 to 7 miles wide. the question was which of the islands is independent? None of them. No. We all have, we are autonomous parts in the Royal Kingdom. Aruba has its own immigration, that's true, that's US Customs, yeah. But it's not independent. It's still a Dutch island. I'm trying to show you the map. Can you see it in the back? Curacao. Since we're going on the country drive, friends, this is what we're going to do for today, for this afternoon. We just left the pier, and then we'll take you up to the west side of the island, this here. Yes. So all the way up, and we're going to stop. That's better. I was stuck in my mind. Then we go all the way up. Boca Grande. From there, before that, we'll make a stop first at Asuncion Harbor, which is close by. And from there up to Boca Tabla, make the turn. Yes, up there, the turn. Oh, you're not. We're a team, right? We're a team. I said made a turn. Okay, there. Okay, and then we make a stop at one of our beaches. And from there, friends, we take you back to the ship. So what we're going to do for today is cover this whole area here. Okay? The beach is just the photo stop, not for sure. Okay? Thank you so much, sir, for helping me. Medical care on the island is just as almost like in Holland. We have socialized medical care on Curacao. Everyone is insured. It's a must. We speak of a basic insurance. Included are, of course, the doctors, the dental, and the hospital costs. Anyone would like to add something extra to it, then you have to pay it all by yourself, of course. On the island of Curacao, we have about 163,000 people living. And the point of entry to this island is, of course, Dutch. You're right, Dutch. While our native language, which is only spoken on ABC Islands, is Papiamento. Papiamento is a mixture of everything. So you'll hear a lot of Spanish, Portuguese, French, Afrikaans, Dutch, and even some English words in it. And I think for that reason, some of the tourists, they call it the Tutti Frutti language. Okay? Now, before I finish off with this tour, before taking you back to the ship, I'll try to teach you some Papiamento words. Would that be okay? Yeah, but remember, only the nice ones. Eh? The native language of the other three islands is, of course, English. So besides Dutch, English is their native language. 72% of our population is Roman Catholic. That's the predominant religion. Of course, we have Protestants, Jewish people here on the islands, Muslims, Seventh-day Adventists, Pentecostals, Jehovah's Witnesses, and all kinds of religion more. And they are all allowed to have their services on the island. Living on a small island like Curacao, surrounded by that famous Caribbean Sea, it shouldn't be a problem as how to get our drinking water, because the ocean is our water supplier. Here on your left hand side, we used to have the desalination plant, but as you notice, it's been dismantled and it's moved over to another area on the island, so only the offices will remain here. We desalinate the seawater, friends, into pure, good drinking water. That process is called the osmosis process. So it's just distilling the water and also for electricity. We do have hand problems, you can open your tap and you get very good, crystal clear drinking water. And you know, children love to play with water, isn't it? And it's sometimes expensive because you need to pay for the process, but it's okay. But when the children start, you know, spoiling the water, normally we as parents tell them, you know, be careful. And if they go to the restrooms, we tell them, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it out. Right? But it doesn't help all the time. No. Now have a look on your left. Enjoy the ocean, the Caribbean Sea. Now you might think, well, I'm doing that the whole week already. But it's just to tell you that normally when the weather is fine and clear, when it's not misty, especially the horizon, it is sometimes possible for us to see the mountains of Venezuela. Because Venezuela is not so very far away from us. Is there a ferry between the islands? We used to have a ferry, yes. Right now between the islands, ABC, you can do it with your boat, whatever. But between Curacao and Venezuela, we used to have a ferry. But it was a Venezuelan company, but it doesn't exist anymore. If I tell you we are in the rainy season right now, you believe me, don't you? Okay. Rainfall, rainy season started already since October, and it might last till the end of March. It doesn't rain much in Curacao. We get sometimes 40, 50, or if you're lucky enough, we might reach till 60 inches of rain in a year. So you can imagine how happy we become whenever it starts to rain. We consider it a blessing from above. Now, since I'm speaking about the rain, maybe you wonder if we have hurricanes on Curacao. What do you think? No. And you know why? Well, right, they curve, right? Because they're about 12 degrees outside the hurricane belt. And whenever there are hurricanes around in the Caribbean, as you know, hurricane season starts from June till November. We, on these islands, we do feel the effect though, because it's extremely hot then, and hardly any wind left to us. As you may know, these islands in the Caribbean, they are famous for the northeast trade winds. Those are the winds that are always coming from that side, northeast side, and they blow towards the southwest direction, always to the same direction. And nowadays, I believe it's so difficult to predict the weather exactly. The whole ecology system is changing all over the world, isn't it? So let's say a couple of years ago, I hardly knew about the word tsunami. Now it seems to be something very common. So who knows, by the end of this year, we might expect some snow. Well, you never know. There are always miracles, especially when you speak about the weather. After the rainy season, by the way, we have a very dry period of time. And although it might be raining, there are still certain areas on the island where you hardly see anything growing. On our second stop this afternoon, I'll show you that. You'll see a park which is, you know, a little bit green, trees growing, while on the other side of that same street or area, you'll see very, you know, arid, nothing like that, nothing growing. Would you like me to tell you a little bit about our school system on the island?
Yes.
Say, friends, you know already that Dutch is our official language. And for that reason also, all the school education is being given into the Dutch language. Our children need to start very early with that. And we have 10 months of school a year round. Only in kindergarten, over here we say grade 1 and grade 2, There is where the children start off bilingual. First with the Papiamento language. And before they finish off that year, some Dutch words are being introduced to those 4-year-olds. Because it has been proven that children, little children, the best way for them to learn a foreign language is first listen to the sound of the words. In the 2nd grade, more Dutch words are being offered to them. So by the time they finish off and ready for entering into the 3rd grade, they have to do it totally in Dutch. In the 7th grade, English and Spanish is also taught to the children. They learn that. So let's say around the age of 10, 11 years, they should read, write, speak, and pass their tests into 4 different languages. Papiamento, Dutch, English, and Spanish. Which I believe is a very good idea. Small islands, like we are, you know, we depend a lot on the import of our products and goods, a lot of offshore banking and business, and it's very important to speak at least 4 or 3 or 4 languages. Just now on your right hand side, I'll show you part of our university. You can see the campus now on your right, and then to the inner part, you will see some blue gray buildings all the way to the back. That's the University of Curaçao. Up till now, it only has 4 main faculties. You can study law, business administration, technical engineering, and the educational part at our university. It is also possible for our students to apply for a scholarship, because till the age of 18 years it's compulsory on the island, and after that with the scholarship you can go as usual to Holland to continue your studies. And the last 15 years, about 15 years ago, it was made possible also for our students to continue their studies in the US and Canada. And you can imagine that we as parents, we are very happy because of that. Because Holland is far away from home, while the US is close to home. Flying time to Holland, straight flight, will be approximately 9 hours, while to the US, 2.5 hours. So during the summer breaks, it's easy, you know, for them to fly over and stay with us. School is during the morning hours only. It starts at 7:30 and it finishes at 12:30. And after that, the children are free from school. Right now, many of them have taken their nap, their siesta, and after finishing with their homework, then they go to the sports activities. By the way, the main sports on Curaçao, number 1, left, and now quickly to your right. Here. And you know why? We are my teammates. There is where we are. See, it's very well, right? So this is the narrowest part of the island. That's what we just saw. The gray part, gray, is where we started, thank you sir, with our project. By placing those wind turbines. It was about time, you know. We should have done that years ago. The wind turbines which were placed alongside the north coast of Curaçao. And I can proudly say now, thanks to this, you can see them there. There are a couple more on the east side. Right now we can say that we are more or less 30% green, 5% solar energy, and 25% to wind energy. It was about time. We first started as a pilot project with it. So the first turbines placed on that side providing the smaller villages with electricity has helped a lot. but it's not in the hands of the government, totally in the hands of the government yet. So that's why we still have that expensive
Look at the window.
grade also.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, it was really good.
The island of Curacao was discovered in the year 1499 by the Spaniards. Alonso de Ojeda, he was a lieutenant of Christopher Columbus. He arrived here on the island and he met up with the original inhabitants, indigenous group called the Arawaks. Now, these Arawaks, as history tells us, were known as strong, tall persons. And with all respect to the Spanish people, in general, they are short. So that's why they call these Arawaks giants. And that was also the reason for giving this island the name of La Isla de los Gigantes, which means Island of Giants. Besides the Arawaks, there were different other groups of indigenous people found on most of the islands close by. Like, for example, Los Caiquetillos, the Caribs. And now you understand how we got the name Caribbean Sea. Okay. Now, from history also we know that we learned that Spain was in search of gold. And on the demand of the Pope, they had to try to convert as many indigenous people as possible to that Roman Catholic religion. The indigenous group, the Arawaks, of course, they didn't trust the Spaniards. You know, many of them fled, ran away, went in the caves. Others moved, if it was possible, to Venezuela, to up north, etc. Those that remained on the island had to work as, let's consider them slaves, for the Spaniards on the haciendas. Spain have tried a lot since they were searching for gold. They realized after so many years that there was no gold to be found in Curacao. They have tried to do a little bit of agriculture, farming. In fact, they were the ones that have introduced the trees, many of the fruit trees, animals to the island. Now, since I'm speaking about the fruit trees, I might as well tell you about the Valencia orange tree, which was introduced to this island. You know the Valencia orange, don't you?
Yeah.
Green and juicy, right?
Yep.
But that was a big problem because their harvest had never been so successful. These oranges, because of the climate, they remained small, bitter, sour, so they couldn't use them. And they left them like that, and only the inner part was being used for the feeding of the animals, the goats and the sheep. Years after the Spanish people had left the islands, and as Holland's Dutch took over, along with them, the Dutch people, many Jewish people established themselves here on the islands. And finally, in the year 1896, a well-known Jewish family discovered that if you use the peels of these oranges, which were growing all over, because the peels are thick, oily, fragrance, if you use the peels, let them dry in the sun, and afterwards add some spices, herbs, and alcohol to it, you could make something great. And that's how it started. The famous Curacao liqueur, made on the island since 1896. You can't leave our island without having tasted some of it. So when you go back to the ship, you saw the first ship docked right in front of yours. There they have a big stand, a big tent, a bar where you serve Dutch Marine. There it is, on the hill. It is owned by the Dutch Marine, because as you may already know, the defense is totally in the hands of Holland. We do not have our own army. Although our local boys, along with the Dutch boys that came here to the island, and they come still to the island, to serve here for a period of 2 years, and afterwards they're being transferred back to Holland. So the moment they arrive here, they stay at this plantation house for about 1 or 2 weeks to get accustomed with our climate and to receive all the information they need to know about the island and the surroundings. And after that, they're being transferred to their respective stations. Local boys also sign up for the army, although it's not a must. Are you ready for the first stop? Time to stretch our legs. So we're going to show you a typical country house, Kunuku house, especially those type of houses built after the abolition. Yes? Since it was a long drive, this is also the spot for you to go to the washrooms. They have them here, so hopefully you will enjoy the stop. Before we get off the bus, just a little bit of your attention, please. I would kindly ask your friends when we come back to the bus, please.
They put this to iron so it will be hot. They always use two because if the one is cold, they use the other one. No stops of working. Yes? Here you can see this is a coral. They used to make it to save the flour.
Safety.
A safety. Okay? This they use it for the soup. Now we have a mixer. Yes? And this is for the polenta, for the flour. Okay? This is the kadushi I told you. There's a cactus and there's a kadushi. This one you can make soup in those times. Only the dark one. Yes? The white one, they don't throw it away. They put it in water. Now you said kalimbambe. You can. Okay? Washiki washiki washeya kalimbambe. Togo kulaba kintalaba ya. Kalimbambe ya. Washiki washiki washeya kalimbambe ya. Ha. And they said ha. Why they said kalimbambe ya ha? Because if the throat is too dirty, then they put a pressure on it. Okay? So they said, Kalimbambe ya ha. One time more. Tobo pilaba kintalaba ya. Kalimbambe ya. Washiki washiki washeya. Kalimbambe ya ha. Kalimbambe ya ha. Kalimbambe ya ha. Thank you for helping me sing.
Triangle over here. And by the way, before I continue, look at what are these on the left? Along the What are they? What are they? No, those are sheep. Look at the tails, friends.
Oh, they're all running.
The tails, oh, they're running back. Oh, cute. So the long tails hanging like that, the sheep, and the short ones with the tails upwards, those are the goats. And we need to separate the sheep from the goats. Whenever you reach at any particular village or residential area, you usually see that. And I'm referring at the church, the school, and the cemetery. The cycles of life, as we call it over here. So to your right, you can see the Roman Catholic Church of Barber, the school towards the back, and the cemetery. We bury our dead above and underground as well. Formerly, it was only above ground because that was an old Spanish tradition habit. And also because it was very difficult to dig in the rocks then. Nowadays, with all those modern equipments, it's easier, so we bury above and underground as well. We cremate also. We have crematorium here on the island. So this is a very old cemetery, yet the families, they are trying to touch it up every time. You can see some colorful ones as well. Oops. Thank you, Ronald, for slowing down. Now on your left-hand side, you will see all people are trying to prepare the land to start, or at least a little bit with some agriculture, veggie garden, etc. Not everywhere it's possible to grow anything because sometimes the soil is not good for it, and other parts it is. You will also see on the way, I'll point them out to you, maybe not so many on this side, but those windmills, I can see you on your left, and it's a very old-fashioned one, but that was the way people used to have these kind of windmills in their yards, because back then I heard the guides explaining that as well. We used to pump up the water from the wells, right? You got it?
No.
Not yet?
Want me to get it for you?
Holy tour. Police, especially for the tourists, just in case anything might happen. Last week there was a tourist from Holland and they went diving with all the consequences. So we were happy that Holy Tour was around to help them out. West Point has its own beach as well. Most of these houses houses since this is a small village. Many people moved out, and not for particular reasons, but many of them it's, you know, maybe they went to town or even moved out to Holland. And many people love to be here at West Point because of that. They bought many of these abandoned houses, turned them into vacation houses, like the Rainbow House, for example. So they serve, as we call them here, weekend houses. And usually, if we do not have plans of going abroad, we rent a weekend house and we spend our days there with the family, relatives, and so on. On your right, you can see what the youth of West Point is doing. They build their own park. Look at the octopus tree. And during the weekends, it's quite busy over here. And they're having their games, domino, play domino, enjoy a cold beer. And this each beach has its own beauty. This beach of West Point is known for the brown sand and the tiny round stones. The sand, excellent to filter the water. And as you can see, the water is clear, even the shore. You can always walk to the beach of Lagoon. We are at Lagoon right now, in case you're following me on the map. You recognize some of the flowers? Bougainvillea, right? And are you familiar with the trees? This is the calabash tree on your left, this one here with the pots.
Oh, not deep.
Are you familiar with the moringa tree? Have you heard of the moringa? Nowadays it's very popular. They use it for different purposes against different illnesses. So moringa tree, we passed a couple of them. No, never heard of it.
Nice views over on that side.
These are the apartments of Lagoon. They have been expanded, as you see here. Down you go, down hills to go to the beach, walk to the beach. So please, my dear friend in front here, if you want to say something nice, romantically to your wife, then you have to use the correct words. You can't say, I love you, sushi. That's not nice. So you ought to say, dushi. That's a good one. And when we want to say goodbye, we just say like this, ayo dushi. Ayo dushi. And as you know, I love to sing. I love to sing, and I'm going to sing my farewell song along with you all. Are you ready for it?
Okay.
Shall we do it?
Sure.
Let's go. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. I don't hear you. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Huh? Yeah, but it's still moving. Well, you should get your regular video recording. Yeah. Recording. Instead of raising, it's moving to the left. So that other boat's through. Those ferries gonna come out. Wherever they go. Look how far over it goes. You're basically stuck on the bridge for a while. Now it's done. Boats are going to come through. Okay, there you go. But we never get the recording. You're great.
There. Right there.
I heard.
Is this live? Oh, this was live.
Red 5, Promenade.
Oh, that way at the other end.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all off to get back on. Should say. See, offline until they're doing a lot of work on them. We got videotape our machine now. That's the one. That's our machine.
Now it went back up to 1,000.
Okay. Tour around.
How's the back?
20% better. I
We went to the pharmacy, but I don't know if what they do.
yeah, we went to that one on the island. They said, give me some.
I think it's just
Johnson juice, baby.
I don't know.
You're gonna lose control of him. You know that.
they.
don't you?
Yeah, but they. I tried to get the Zantax, and they said, "Oh no, you need a prescription." Okay.
The diving boat. There's a train. See?
Wait a minute.
What?
How did those other people get off their boat?
What other people?
On that other boat? There's no dock.
There's somewhere on the other side of the dock. Or they're leaving, one or the other. There's a dock over there. Dock here and a dock there. See all the people getting off down there?
Christmas and Thanksgiving and now it's Carnival, and they're not going to be out here. They need a structure to play hide and seek. The structure is going to be the coral reef. That is the whole island. But sorry to inform you guys, we live on a planet with 7 billion people and the reef is not in perfect shape anymore. But the one we can find is going to be Klein Bonaire, small Bonaire, the international park, and it's covering about 20% live coral, while 5% is normally the best the Caribbean can show you. So, just give it a second. There's a closer
That's awesome. That's awesome, too. That's also good.
So I'll talk very fast to limit the amount of time. You're looking at beer bottles and tires. I want to skip that part as well. But let me understand this as well. Your sunglasses are blocking a big part of how we can look at the reefs and the fish and the water, because it makes it very dark through your sunglasses. That's just a simple thing I can start off with. Secondly,
It will be a little bit.
quick safety briefing. Looking behind you, you find an exit anywhere on the boat. You guys need to jump over the engine.
There you
But,
go.
it is going to be way steep, because that's normally where we got the coral reef. Directly from the beginning, it's like an iceberg. It drops down. You'll see it happening behind the pirate ship. It's already 500 feet. So you'll see it coming up in a second.
Oh, wow.
But let me drive straight, because every second counts.
Oh,
I don't want to waste it on looking at the broken stuff.
Yeah. Wow, look at the dress. Oh, there's a tire. Wow.
Tire.
That's a good.
Yeah.
Wow. Still interesting.
Start quick when they get deep.
Hello everybody, how are you today?
Good.
Fine, thank you. And you?
Welcome on board. My name is Giancarlo. I'm going to be talking with you throughout the tour. I have 3 years living on Bonaire, 14 years traveling the Caribbean. I'm a dive instructor and a big aficionado of the marine life. So I will try to share with you a lot of information regarding the island and regarding the marine life that we are going to be looking at. Yeah? I'm sorry that I'm sitting, but I am getting old. So I have to sit down. I am having already a little bit of a long day. So we're going to make something. Whenever you have a question, I love it. So let me know if you have a question. If I am capable of answering, I will. If I don't, I will write it down, and the next time you come to Bonaire, I will have an answer. Okay?
If you're here.
Then, first, I want to touch a little bit of base with you guys. Yeah? In the last 30 years, unfortunately, we have lost 80% of the reef in shallow waters due to overpopulation, industrial fishing, pollution, and simply tourism. Yeah? On Bonaire, since very, very long days, we started organizations like STINAPA, Toro Conservancy Bonaire, Coral Restoration Bonaire, Scientific Research Institutes, and we determined that we were in an area that was meant to be preserved. Talking to you back in 1970s, 1965. The Dutch started to colonize these islands, and they came with a lot of budget towards those studies. Back in the 70s, Bonaire declared its waters a natural sanctuary. So, it's very important for today's result. Like Paul was mentioning, in the Caribbean nowadays, you don't find rich waters like the ones that we have here on Bonaire in the shallows and the depths. Actually, Bonaire was one of the first places in the world that declared its water a natural sanctuary. Things got followed by another regions and determining marine park. Where we are right now is Bonaire Island. The town right in front is called Kralendijk, which is a Dutch name and means wall of coral. The island that we are going is called Klein Bonaire. Klein in Dutch and German means small. So we have Bonaire and small Bonaire. Now, why are we going to small Bonaire? Back in the 1775, the Queen of Holland visited Bonaire, and all these associations and institutions that were in the island strongly recommended that we preserve that island untouched. As you know, back on those times, the Caribbean was the playground of the rich and famous. So a lot of these islands in the Bahamas, the US Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands, and so on, were places where big yachts, helicopters, and whatever not would arrive. And you can have examples like in the Bahamas, you have Atlantis. I think everybody have heard about Atlantis Hotel. Big aquarium, casino, hotel, etc. That was the plan for this island. Actually, it was owned by a famous American musician called Henry Belafonte. He had a song called Island in the Sun. So you have the inspiration. We're going right now to the inspiration of Mr. Belafonte. Back in those days, the Queen met with Mr. Belafonte and offered him approximately $3.5 million to buy the island. She bought the island from him and donated to Stinapa with the condition that the island would not be developed. It will be a natural sanctuary. Nowadays, this is the biggest uninhabited island in the Caribbean, resulting into a sanctuary for many species that are in danger. One of them, or two of them, out of the 7 type of sea turtles that exist in the world, we have 3 here on Bonaire. The hawksbill turtle, the green turtle, and the loggerhead turtle that come occasionally for mating season. Apart from that, these waters are breeding ground for dolphins, spinner dolphins, whale sharks, whales, rays, eagle rays, manta rays, green morays, and very big family of fish in the port, together with a big variety of hard, soft corals and sponges. Now, in this channel, we're not able to see much because of the depth of the channel, but don't let that confuse you. These waters are habitat for the endangered yellowfin tuna, bluefin tuna, and all the other species that I just mentioned before. This is cool for me. This is cool for me too. There's beach areas down south, and right here by the airport, that are the favorite around here. Make sure if we find a nest, we'll put a fence around it, banners, and start diving in and visiting it every morning to make sure that it's not being hustled, to make sure that there's no pollution, and to make sure that they are still there. Yeah, we get the seafood fresh. We call besto.
You put it in the jar with the nuts.
Who's cooking that? God,
Yeah, the restaurant.
God, it smells so
Are the people with all the
nice.
money? Somebody's
Do you
cooking.
have snakes on your land around here?
No, that's what I was telling the people in the previous tour. For us, it's way easier to get a kilo of fresh caught tuna.
California Lighthouse. Okay, after the lighthouse, we're gonna visit the hotel area. I'm gonna show you a lovely Dutch windmill, and then we are heading by the beach area, and then straight to the Carnival cruise ship. Okay, right now we're gonna go right through downtown Oranjestad, which means Orange City. We are still in the Dutch Commonwealth, so up to now we still use Dutch as the official language in Aruba. Aruba lays very close to Venezuela. Okay, 15 miles to your left we have South America. Okay, you can see a couple of oil platforms right here. These oil platforms are not from Venezuela, but they are from Aruba. As you know, Venezuela do have the biggest oil reserve in the world, so we do try to steal a little bit of oil from Venezuela, but legally. The situation in Venezuela is very ugly. They don't have a democracy anymore. Right now they have a dictator by the name Maduro. Alright, the minimum wage in Venezuela is only $10 a month, folks. $10 a month, the minimum wage. Okay, in Aruba, our minimum wage is above $1,000 a month. So every single night, these people are coming to Aruba as an illegal immigrant. So the same problem that you have back home, we have here in Aruba. Okay, we did try to build a wall, but the sea is too deep. And Mexico is too far away to send them the bill. So no wall for Aruba. Okay, but we do have the same problem that you have back home, folks. The same problem. Okay, lots of people are coming to Aruba as an illegal immigrant. Okay, the situation in Venezuela is so bad, folks. It's like a time bomb. It's ticking. We have about 30,000 Venezuelan refugees ready to leave Venezuela to come to Aruba. Okay, so they're gonna sink Aruba. Aruba is a tiny island, 20 miles by 6. Okay, so very small island. Okay, Colombia, you have about 3 million Venezuelans right in front of the border of Colombia, ready to invade Colombia. So the situation is very ugly, folks. Very, very bad. Okay, up to now we are in a Dutch Commonwealth. Okay, so we do not have nothing to do with Venezuela. We are still in a Dutch Commonwealth. So up to now we still use Dutch as the official language in Aruba. Our native tongue, that is Papiamento. Papiamento, which is a combination of 9 different languages. English, Spanish, Dutch, Italian, French, German, Portuguese, a couple of African words, and quite a few Indian words. The very first inhabitants of Aruba used to be Indians. They came roughly about 2,000 years ago from Venezuela. We have right now more than 62 different nationalities in Aruba. So not everybody that you will meet in Aruba are the real natives. I'm a native born and raised here in Aruba, which means my great-grandparents used to be Arawak Indians. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you do like to go downtown, right here to your right, we have gate number 5. Okay, you have to go through gate number 5, make a right turn by the Diamond International, and you have all the stores right here in front of you. It's about 10 minutes walking distance. Most of the Europeans, they will take a walk. It is very, very short distance. Most of the people from the United States, they will take a taxi. But no need to take a taxi, folks. It is a walking distance. Everything is right here in front of your cruise ship. So this is Oranjestad, which is the capital of Aruba. We are in our rainy season. You can see it's quite cloudy. Last season, not even a drop of rainfall. Last year was very bad. This year, more luck. Okay, we have more rainfall this year. Most of the time, we get about 10 to 12 inches of rainfall for the whole year. The nearest casino from your ship is right here to your left, which is the Seaport Casino. We have a lovely hotel right here to your left, which is the Renaissance Marina. This hotel doesn't have a beach, but they have their own private island. Okay, right below this bridge, there is a channel. They will pick up their guests right here below the hotel, and they will bring them about 10 minutes away to their own private island. There is another casino to your right, so if you can walk on water, you can take a shortcut. But I bet you can't walk on water. Right here to your left, we have the hideout from Mr. Alibaba and his 40 thieves, which is our Prime Minister and his 40 coordinators. Right here to your left, you can see more thieves, which is the Parliament of Aruba. By the way, folks, we don't call these people politicians, we call them thieves. By any chance, if you go downtown and you see a library store open, okay, try to find a dictionary from Aruba, not from your country, from Aruba. Alright, try to find the word politician. Just read what it says behind the word politician. It says thief. To be a good politician in Aruba, you need to know 2 things: how to lie and how to steal. Otherwise, you will never be successful in politics in Aruba. You can see a bunch of tents and trailers. We are in our carnival season. So this coming Saturday and Sunday, we have the last carnival parades in Aruba. The 2 great carnival parades in Aruba. Okay, we have children parade. We had children parade. We had the youth parade. We had the lighting parade. We have the Calypso contest, the road march contest. So we had lots of carnival activities during the months of January and February. So this coming weekend, that is the last activities for this year, 2018. This coming Wednesday is Ash Wednesday, right? Yeah, I think the 14th, right? 14th? Ash Wednesday. So the carnival season is done. So most people are Catholic. I'm Catholic, okay, but I'm not that Catholic. I'm going to church once a year, Christmas Eve, to see how the ladies, which kind of dress they're wearing, you know, shoes, how they comb their hair, those kind of stuff. But I'm still Catholic, folks. I got a good heart. So usually the sun is intense in Aruba. We are 12 degrees north of the equator. So when we have this kind of weather and we have the carnival parade, it's like a relief for the participant. So usually the sun is so strong, so hot. Okay, most of the time the participant, they need something, you know, to hold 8 hours long dancing in the hot sun. Okay, and that is not water. Water is not an option. You need something to manipulate your brain, and that is alcohol. If you like to see the carnival parade when everybody is sober, then you have to look at the parade at the beginning. Okay, everybody is fresh. At the end, most people are drunk. And that is the main problem in Aruba, folks, alcohol. Drugs is not the biggest problem. It is a problem, but it is not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is alcohol. As we are so close to the equator, we need to hydrate ourselves with at least 6 to 8 glasses of water every day. But lots of people confuse the word liquid with liquor. Instead of taking lots of liquid, they take lots of liquor. Right here to your right, you can see the bus from Mr. Lloyd G. Smith. Mr. Lloyd G. Smith used to be the first president from the Exxon. He did so many good things in Aruba that we named our most important boulevard after his name, the Lloyd G. Smith Boulevard. Coming up on your left-hand side, you can see the statue from the liberator from South America. Right here, that guy on his horse, Mr. Simon Bolivar. And right here to your right, you can see our own local hero, which is Mr. Betico Cruz. This gentleman freed Aruba from the Federation. Aruba used to be in a federation, 6 islands forming the Netherlands Antilles. So all the money we pay on taxes have to go to the central government in Curacao, and they will decide what to do with our money. Okay, the struggle started in 1948 and finished in the year 1986. Right here to your right, you can see a mango tree. Okay, mango is a very delicious fruit. Okay, you can see a couple of mangoes right here. See that right here? Very healthy fruit, mango. Coming up on
Knowing me, it might be the bruise. Let me go back. Oh, come on. Good.
And after that, we're gonna go straight to the bridge. We're gonna pass the ostrich farm. We're gonna pass the Bushiribana gold smelter ruins, gold G-O-L-D, gold was discovered in Aruba since 1824 till the year 1916. So in the year 1824, we had a British gold mine company that came to Aruba, and the mine go up to 100 years. All right, so the gold smelter, to have the gold smelter in operation, they need lots of wood. So when they came to Aruba, Aruba was covered with with trees. So they chopped trees up to 100 years, and right now Aruba looks more like a desert. Folks, did you ever hear about a cancer cactus before? We call it cancer because it has too many arms. The regular organ pipe got about 12 to 14 arms. Look at the cactus behind the tree right here. That's a cancer cactus, right here. Look how many arms it has. That's the cancer cactus. Okay, once again, if you look very carefully, you can see that the organ pipe, they do have fruits. Once again, the fruits are very good for people that do suffer from arthritis and osteoporosis. We have three kind of fruit, three color: white, orange, and red. They said that the red one is very effective for people that do suffer from arthritis and osteoporosis. So when you remove the needles and you cut the fruit in two, you will see the juice from the cactus is like blood, red. It is just like blood. And that, they say that's the good one. Right here up front, you're gonna see the system how people used to build their home. Okay, we build the foundation. Okay, we install all the electricity and also the water pipes under the foundation. And on top of that foundation, we start laying about 10 blocks. And then we put steel. You see the steel on top of the 10 blocks? Okay? And then we cover it with hardboard. And then we're gonna go to the company that sells cement. Okay? They will pour cement. Okay, once the cement is hard, they can take the hardboards out. Okay, and on top of that, we have to build our roof. So the steel in the cement should keep the walls together in case of a earthquake. Okay, but we do not have problem with earthquake, folks. This island is like, remember the island where you had the prison? How you call that? Alcatraz, right? Yeah. Aruba is like a rock, just like Alcatraz, solid. So we do not have problem with earthquake, and we do not have problem with tropical storms, okay, hurricane. Okay, but it doesn't mean that we can never be hit by hurricanes. So during the month of June up to November, the government, they do tell all the people of Aruba to buy extra bottles of water, because we don't buy bottles of water in Aruba. We take the water directly from the pipe and we put it in the refrigerator. But during the hurricane season, we always have to have, let's say, a dozen of bottles of water, okay, in our home, and also food in tins and transistor radio with a couple of extra batteries. And then in case, okay? But up to now, I'm 61 years of age, folks, born and raised here in Aruba. Okay, so I had never heard that we had been hit by a hurricane before. Okay, right now I'm gonna show you a rock formation that looks like a huge rabbit. So use your imagination. Look way to the front. You're gonna see a giant rabbit. See it right here? Look to your right, you can see the head. In the middle you have the body, and way to your left you have the tail. Right here to your left, we have a football field, a soccer field. In Aruba, we don't play soccer on grass, but we play soccer on granite. So when you tackle somebody, don't try to help this gentleman, because he's gonna get hurt. It will bleed. You're gonna cut yourself on granite. We do have a couple of fields with artificial turf, but they are kind of expensive. Up to now, we still play soccer on granite. Let's see if we can see any goats right here. Sometimes you will see them on top of the boulders. Look right here to your left, folks. You're gonna see a bunch of dead trees. All these trees used to be cashew and sea grape tree. Right now they are dead trees. So last year, not even a drop of rainfall. So hopefully we can see a couple of goats right here. We do have a boulder right here that looks very close to a head of a big gorilla. You're gonna see the eyes, you're gonna see the mouth wide open, and the nostril. I want you to look right here between these trees right here up front. Behind the tree you have a cactus. Look behind the cactus. Look at the boulder right here to your left. You see it? Look at the eyes. See the eyes? Nostril, mouth wide open. 15 yards to your left. Okay, it looks like a head of a big gorilla, a big monkey. 15 yards right here to your left. How many feet in the yard, folks? Are you sure? 3 feet? Oh, depends how many people in the yard, right? If you look right here to your left, you can see it much better. Right here, you will see it much better. See it? The round boulder to your left. This is not man-made, folks. This is pure erosion. This is pure erosion, not man-made. Okay, let's see if we can see any goats at the other side. Sometimes you will see goats. They are not wild goats. They do have owners, but most of the owners do not have money to feed these animals. So they will do it the easy way. Let them loose so they can go and eat all your plants in your garden. So that is the main reason why we have to build our fence. Okay, now let's go to the bridge. You're gonna see a cactus fence right here up front. To the right and to the left you can see a rock fence. The rock fence is a pure Irish, Scottish or English tradition. When the Americans came to Aruba to build the refinery, we didn't have sufficient manpower. So they start bringing people from all over the world so they could have built the refinery. And they came with their own traditions, people from the United Kingdom. Okay, which is the rock fence. As they say in the UK, the dry stone wall. Look at the boulder to your left. It looks like Dutch cheese. You see it right there? The big boulder. Somebody slide a piece right by the side. See it? It looks like a Dutch cheese. Hey, no goats. No goats up to now. Usually we have a bunch of goats in this area. Okay, no problem. If you don't see no goats right here, maybe at the ostrich farm, you're gonna see a couple of goats. And if you don't see them by the ostrich farm, hopefully at the bridge we will see a few goats. And if you don't see the goats by the bridge, look very carefully on the ground. You're gonna see the evidence of the goats. So when you see those knobs on the ground, don't think that those are M&M. Mount in your mouth, not in your hand. Those are the dropping of the goats, ladies and gentlemen. Long time ago, right here the color of the water is dark blue. By the hotel area, the color of the water is light green, which means very shallow. So we dump leftovers from the hotels, restaurants, and even from the slaughterhouse. We dump them in the ocean, and the sharks will come and feed. Anybody like to see a shark? No one? Nobody wants to see a shark. Well, that's good, because I don't have leftovers with me. I need a volunteer to go in the water. Nobody. So you guys are clever, very wise guys. You can see another cactus fence right here and a rock fence. So this gentleman doesn't trust his wife, so he put cactus in front of the rock fence. Ladies and gentlemen, the north side of the island is a protected area. Nobody lives at the north coast of Aruba. We call it the Caracao National Park. It doesn't look like a park, it looks more like a desert. Coming up on your left hand side, you're gonna see the ostrich farm. Right here we have about 60 ostriches. Okay, we're gonna go straight to the bridge using sandy road, dirt road. So this area is protected by the government. So in this area you ain't gonna see no buildings. The sea is always very rough right here because the wind is blowing from northeast to west. So that's why the sea is so choppy right here. Look at the color of the water, dark blue, which means very deep. Right here to your left, people used to dig for gold, not people from the United Kingdom. Okay, so in 1824 we had a British gold mine company that came to Aruba, and they mine gold up to 100 years. Way to your left, we have the gold smelter. It's like a huge furnace. Right here they used to melt the gold. Okay, gold was discovered between a rock formation we call quartz. It's a white rock. In Aruba we call it quartz. I don't know how you call it in your country. Okay? Yeah, it's a white solid rock. To get the gold out, you even have to crush the rock or you have to melt the gold. So the British decide to melt the gold. To melt the gold, they need lots of wood. Okay, so they chop wood, they chop trees up to 100 years. And right now, Aruba looks more like a desert. If you look way to your left, do you see a concrete ramp by the shore? 9 o'clock, right by the ramp. Right there, we do dump leftovers in the ocean and the sharks will come and feed. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna give you a special treat. Okay, I'm gonna make a extra stop a little bit up front. Right in front of the lava formation, you're gonna see how the waves are crashing on these black rocks, causing a huge splash. Right here to your left, you can see a inlet. This is not a white sand beach. It is only an inlet. We call this inlet Boca Mahos. Okay, Boca means mouth, Mahos means ugly, because most of the time the sea is choppy. All these rock formations to your left are coral formation. Okay, coral formation, coral fossil. Aruba is a volcanic island. Aruba used to be roughly about 65 million years ago under the ocean. Through many volcanic activity, the island was forced up to the sea level. So this is the Caribbean Sea. Aruba is surrounded by the Caribbean Sea, which means that fish is our main dish in Aruba. Any kind of fish, yellowtail, yellow snapper, red snapper, mahi-mahi, wahoo, tuna, grouper, jacks, barracuda. We even eat sharks in Aruba. Okay, we eat them before they eat us. Alright, I'm gonna make a stop. Okay, if you'd like to take a lovely picture, follow me. Okay, I'm gonna show you exactly.
Yeah, I mean, well, Gary, yeah, probably from here to over there. Yeah. It fell in 2005. Now we have Baby Bridge. Your picture?
water with a drop of syrup just to change the color. When they asked the Prime Minister that our people are suffering in the senior citizen home, he said, if you don't like them to suffer, why don't you come with food and drinks for them? You know, but these people are paying for everything. Their pension is going directly to the institution, so nothing is for free. Okay, but right now we have another government. Right now we have another government. Okay, last year, party lost the election. The Prime Minister or the ex-Prime Minister, he's not a happy loser. Okay, he's a sore loser. He told all his voters, do not take down your flag because this government ain't gonna last more than 6 months. Hopefully this government will last 6 months and then the whole 4 year and then another 4 year. And this is the first time that Aruba is going to be ruled by a female prime minister. Very first time. Oh, they do say ladies don't steal as much as men. Hopefully. This is a senior citizen home, folks. Right here to your left. And most of them are inside. It's a shame that they are treating these people so bad. Right now we have another government. Right now they do get sodas, juices, good beverages. You can see another house under construction to your left. If you have sufficient money, okay, you can hire a contractor. They will build your house in about 6 months time. Okay, so you have to buy your building material. If you have sufficient money, you can hire a contractor. Okay, but most people on the island, we do have the money to buy the material, but we don't have the money to hire a contractor. So we have to do it the old-fashioned way with friends and relatives. So the only thing what you have to do, first of all, you have to buy your building material. Then you have to look for your friends, relatives, neighbors. Also, you have to buy lots of cases of beer, whiskey, or rum, and it will take you about 3 years to finish your home. So by the time you finish your house, you will pay more on liquor than on labor. To the left, you can see these buildings belong to the government. They are designated for people that do have a minimum wage. The minimum wage in Aruba is about $1,000 a month. The average wages is about $2,000 a month. Okay, professionals, they earn in between $4,000 up to $8,000 a month. Politicians between $10,000, $20,000, even $30,000 monthly. Like our ex-prime minister, he used to earn about $30,000 every single month. Under the table, maybe another $30,000. So he ends up with about $60,000 monthly. Before we reach the chapel, I'm going to show you a typical Arubian house built in the beginning of the 18th century. Long time ago, nobody had cement. Everybody had to use big rocks, clay, and mud to build their home. So the walls used to be about 12 inches thick. And also, long time ago, nobody had propane gas. Everybody had to use chimney to cook. So whenever you see a house with a chimney, it means it is a very old-fashioned house. Right here, you can see our local flag. This is the real local flag in Aruba. Okay, you're gonna see other flags. Okay, the blue is dark blue. That is not our flag, it's an imitation. But this is the real flag. The government that we had 8 years long, they changed the color of the blue light blue to dark blue, which is against the law. To change any kind of color on our flag, you have to go to the United Nations. Yeah, you have to go to the United Nations, okay, to ask for permission to change the color. Okay, but the government that we had in Aruba, they didn't go to United Nations. On their own, they changed the color. Okay, when they asked the minister, why did you have to change the color? He said, I didn't change the color. The thing is that there is no light blue color anymore. And we know it was a lie, because right now they have computers. They can make any kind of color right now. Right here you can see a sushi truck. Yeah, they collect the sushi. Yeah, sushi means garbage, folks, garbage. Okay, at the end of the tour, I'm gonna try to teach you a couple of words. Okay, but that's a sushi truck, a garbage truck. You can see in front of every single house, lots of garbage bins. Okay, we have a landfill in Aruba. Okay, it used to be the dumping area. We used to burn the garbage. But right now they built a landfill. But the main problem what they did, you know, you had to put like pipes, you know, pipes, so the gas that will accumulate under the garbage, so it has a how you say, a chance to escape. You put pipes way down, and then the gas will escape. They didn't do that, which means that it's like a volcano underneath. It's cooking. Okay, it can explode anytime. So they have to put these pipes so it can let the gas escape go. Up to now, nothing about recycling. We just have a landfill. Most of the people that live in this area are people from the United States of America. Most of these people are retired U.S. citizens. Retired U.S. citizens. Which means they do live in Aruba. Guys have to help me a little bit because I'm driving the bus. I'm gonna tell you exactly where you have to look. It's about 3/4 of a mile outside. 3/4 of a mile outside, you're gonna see a red boat. Sometimes you can see catamaran and yachts in that area. I want you to look right here to your left. 3/4 of a mile. Anybody see the red buoy? It is very close to the yacht. You have the catamaran, the yacht. To the left of the yacht, you have the buoy. So right there, we have a German ship that was sunk by the U.S. Navy in 1942. Right here, they are rebuilding this house. You're going to see quite a few buildings very close to the beach. You can buy property by the beach, but it doesn't mean that the beach is yours. Anybody can go behind your backyard and use the beach. No private beaches in Aruba, folks. Do not waste your time looking for a topless or a nude beach. All the beaches are public. What you see right here up front is a reef. This is a coral reef. We don't use the lighthouse anymore. Right now we use modern technology. Right now we use a radar instead of the lighthouse. We gonna pass a lovely beach by the name Arashi. Right here the beach is about 2 up to 3 feet deep, very shallow water. Show you the windsurfing area, kite surfing area, hotel area. I'm going to show you a lovely Dutch windmill. Okay, I'm going to show you the Eagle Beach, which is the most beautiful beach that we do have in Aruba. Eagle Beach is almost about 3.5 miles. White Sand Beach. If I have anybody who do like to take a very quick picture, I will give you 5 minutes stop, and after that we are heading back to the Victory. To your left. Right here to your right we have the lovely snorkeling area. So this is the Boca Catalina. The sea is very shallow and the water is very clear. So never ever had a shark attack in this area. Okay, the sea is very shallow. The water is so clear you can see a sardine from a mile. Alright, I'm going to show you the windsurfing, kite surfing area. And then we're going to go to the hotel area. I'm going to show you a lovely, authentic Dutch windmill. It was built in Holland in the 18th century, rebuilt in Aruba in 1961. Right here to your right, the sea is a couple of inches high. Okay, right here to your right is about a couple of inches deep right here, very shallow water. So if you do like to look for shells, this is the place that you have to be, right here. Don't go to the Eagle Beach or to the Palm Beach area, you ain't gonna find no shells. But right here, come with a couple of old flip-flops or old sneakers, and you can walk right here. The water is very, very shallow. You can see quite a few kite surfers right here to your right, and also windsurfers. Very expensive hotel, but we have also less expensive hotel on the island. We have 5-star, 4-star, 3-star. We have also time-sharing. These towers to your right, these are timeshare resorts. These are the Marriott Surf Club. also the one right in the middle right here, the Aruba Ocean Club. That is also a timeshare resort. We have also apartments. We have also condominium. Right here you can see a condominium right here in front on the construction. Okay, remember the word condominium and not condo. Condos is something different. Okay, I had a elderly gentleman in the bus and we came at the lighthouse, and you have somebody who do sell time-sharing and condominium. He approached the elderly gentleman and he asked the gentleman if you are interested in condos. So the gentleman said, I'm much too old for those kind of stuff. I don't use them anymore. Okay, so right word, condominium, alright? And not condo. Alright, so let me show you right now a lovely Dutch windmill. And then we're gonna go to the beach. Remember, at the beach only a couple of minutes. Not more than 5 minutes. My next job is about 1 o'clock.
Windy.
And I'm gonna show you very, very quickly right now a Dutch windmill, and then we're gonna go to the beach.
Windy.
If you like to feel the water temperature, you can feel it anymore. Right now it is a lovely restaurant. The locals in Aruba, we even have a nickname for the restaurant. Most of the locals, we do call the restaurant as the religion restaurant. Ever hear about a religion restaurant before? Never? The reason why we call it religion is because whenever a tourist opens the door of the restaurant, the first word that they will use is, oh God, what a beauty. And by the time they're done with dinner and the waiter comes with a bill and they have to pay, most of them, they do express themselves like this. Jesus Christ. Who's gonna pay for this? Remember I told you about the water that we use for the golf courses? Look right here to your left. All the pipelines from all the hotels are ending right here to your left. So lots of fertilizer right here to your left. So this is the authentic Dutch windmill. Right behind the garbage bin, right here at the main entrance, you can see the round stones. Those were the grinding stones that they used to grind flour with.
is moving.